Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Early Edge. I'm the counselor of cash, Sia Nejad, and we've got a great show for you today. Of course, this show brought to you by BetMGM, the sports book born in Vegas. I see everybody in the chat already excited and rearing to go, but let's take a look at how we did yesterday. The Wednesday recap screen. We go 3-2. AMAG, Zach Simony coming through. Mike misses his. We go 1 for 2 on the SportsLine picks. So we'll take a 3-2 day. Let's not forget, Mike McClure's been giving out plus 145, plus 133 the last 2 days. He hit the plus 145, missed the plus 133. We're still making money there. 3-2 on the day, but we got to improve off of that. And I've got just the crew to do it here on a Thursday. Well, we've got PropStarz. We've got Mikey B. We've got Tom Casale. Where do I start? Mikey B, I want to ask you, because I know you have 2 NBA props today. What's the NBA slate looking like today?
Trash, it looks like, Sia. There's most of the bad teams are in action today. There's really only one game that has any sort of juice to it. So it's we're limping towards the playoffs here.
We're limping towards the playoffs. A couple of teams, though, Mikey B, that are playing pretty well, like going into the playoffs. I'm noticing the Miami Heat have bounced back a little bit. There's teams like that are at least making a push. Tom, I want to move to you. You're actually coming to us with a baseball pick. I know we still got the Final Four, and you're in the Discord, and you got picks, and you might be on the Monday show where we're actually going to, I should say, maybe that's tomorrow. Oh, no, the Monday show where it's going to be the championship show. We're going to have a lot of futures and plays there. But how you doing today, Tom?
I'm doing well. You know, the college basketball season's ending. It's always a tough time for me. It feels like I've been giving out basketball picks for 3 years straight. But it's always nice to move on to some other sports. And, you know, I'll be honest, college basketball is the one sport where I don't have fun watching them or picking games. I got so much pressure. So it's nice to take a deep breath and do some other sports.
I will say, Proppy, watching basketball specifically, and I don't know if every other people share this opinion, Tom, maybe you do. I feel like it's a harder watch because of the quick back and forth relative to like baseball, even the NFL, where it's just like possession to possession is kind of like a slower pace there. I don't know your reaction to that. And oh, by the way, did you come with NBA or MLB today?
NBA, I still am gathering data as far as MLB picks are concerned. I am extremely excited for the MLB season, and I am extremely excited to get started giving out K props, out props, and some hit run and RBI props. I love those 3 markets in the MLB, really becoming one of my favorite sports, if not my favorite sport to bet. So fired up about that. I'm a hoops junkie, so I like the game. It's fast paced in general. I do understand when you have, you know, half of the league not playing anything, starters coming in for, you know, a couple quarters and then getting benched. That is frustrating, but I assure you, for those basketball fans, the playoffs is when that all goes away and we see teams with maximum effort and they're playing hard defense every night. It's really fun to watch.
And the playoffs are like 9 months long. So we got a long way to go with the NBA. And by the way, I should mention, make sure you're subscribed to the SportsLine channel. And if you can, or if you want to, turn notifications on, because it turns out we've got a lot of special shows that are coming up here with regard to the NBA playoffs, with regard to so many different things. And I know we're planning those shows over the next couple of weeks. We even have a live betting show when it comes to the MLB. More information on that later. It's going to be really different in terms of its content. Some of the content we haven't even done before, but we're doing it for you all to bring you kind of inside the mind of some of these guys pre-flop, but also during the matchup. Put up that comment from Dustin Wiles if you could. Update on SportsLine newest member. Denver Blake and mom are doing great. He was 6 pounds, 7 ounces. I think someone in the chat guessed that exactly. LOL. Thanks for the prayers again, family. Dustin Wiles, congratulations. Denver Blake is now, I guess, our newest SportsLine member. That's really cool news. So love to hear that. Everybody say congratulations to Dustin and to Denver Blake, of course. All right, let's get to some picks. We're going to start PropStarz with you. NBA prop.
And every NBA prop indeed, Sia. And we are going to fade a member of my local Portland Trailblazers, and I'm talking about Denny Avdia. Going to go under 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That's right, 40.5 PRA for Denny Avdia. This is just a gargantuan line. He's reached Giannis and Luka territory. And with all due respect to Avdia, who is certainly balling out and playing good basketball right now, I would fade him against any opponent at this number. I would also go out on a limb and say this will be the highest line in Denny Avdia's career, most likely. I will be shocked if Denny Avdia has a PRA line of 40, north of 40, ever again over the course of his career. That's how inflated this number is. So it's a multi-unit play for me. We've had a good track record with those. If Denny Avdia goes over this number, I will tip the proverbial cap to him and say, well done. But I rest my case, counselor.
I rest my case. I absolutely love to hear that. And it turns out, Mikey B, I don't want you to give out the pick now, but you actually have a Portland Trailblazer player prop, but it's an over as opposed to an under, correct?
Yeah, I almost did too, but I knew Proppy was going to do a Trailblazers one too. I didn't want to do 3 Trailblazers player props. We don't want to make everyone be Trailblazers fans tonight. Sorry, Proppy, but no, yes, I do have one coming up. One of my favorites. You guys will remember the name.
Yeah, we will remember the name because you may have given out a prop similar to this a couple of days ago. All right, we're going to move to Major League Baseball. Tom, we've actually got 2 picks in the game that you're about to give out. We have a SportsLine pick, which I'm going to give out in a few minutes, but you've got a pitcher prop in this Orioles-Red Sox game.
Yeah, I'm going to go under Tanner Houck, 17.5 outs. His ceiling over the last almost year has been 6 innings, so that's 18 outs. So if you look at his last 16 starts, he's pitched 6 innings or less 15 times. So I don't think we have to worry about him going deep into the game. We just have to worry about getting him out before that last out occurs. And I think we got the matchup today with the Orioles. His sweeper is tough against lefties, but the Orioles can go with a predominantly right-handed lineup like they did last night where Cedric Mullins was their only left-handed batter. So I like their lineup against them. And the key thing for this to me is who the umpire is today. It's Edwin Moscoso. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, but whatever. He's 80, 47, and 7 to the over the last 5 years. So he is a hitter's ump. And I do like the over today. I hate betting overs in Major League Baseball. I did it yesterday, and it's awful. So I usually take unders. And I think the Orioles can get him out of here before that 18th out. I think it's going to be a higher scoring game with both offenses having success. I'd be surprised if he makes it through 5 innings today.
All right. We actually have another bet in that game along the same lines, and I'll get to that in just a second. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to make your predictions on the last 3 matchups of March for a chance to win $250,000 on BetMGM. To enter, go to the BetMGM tab, enter the March Madness $250,000 pick-em free-to-play game, make your picks, and when your picks win, you earn points for a shot to win a share of the $250,000 in bonus bets. Not many days to take advantage of that one, so make sure you head on over to BetMGM and do that. All right. Major League Baseball, we got a SportsLine pick. This is courtesy of prop bet guy Charlie Morton, under 16.5 outs at -130. Tom, you said you kind of like the over here, but you're not betting it. And it has skyrocketed a little bit from 9 to now 9.5. So clearly we don't think either of these pitchers are going to make it super far, have super efficient outings. Again, Charlie Morton under 16.5 outs from prop bet guy. And then we're going to go to the Milwaukee Bucks team total over 119.5 at -105. That is courtesy of Jason La Canfora. Tom, any comments on Charlie Morton? You probably didn't look at him, but you said you liked the over. So this under for his outs makes sense as well to you, right, Tom?
Yeah. I looked at, again, I don't have success betting overs in baseball. It's amazing. If I give you an over in football or an under in football, then take the over, it'll be over by halftime. But Major League Baseball is where I have more success betting unders. But looking at this, both lineups have an edge today. I could see the Red Sox hammering Morton too. I think you're going to get a lot of bullpen action for both teams. So, yeah, I like that one as well.
All right. Mike McLaurin, the chat, he says, great hitting conditions in this Red Sox-Orioles game. Big over ump, just like Tom said. Healthy lineup, likely on the Baltimore side with Gunnar Henderson back. Absolutely love it when Mike McClure is in the chat. D-backs team total over 4.5, says Steve Folkerts. That one is -115. And Brian Smith likes the D-backs money line +120. All right, we're big D-backs fans today, apparently. All right, I got to get to a golf matchup. I've got one golf matchup already out on the course. I gave it out yesterday, and it's Matt Fitzpatrick who's on the course, Bud Cauley on the course. I think Bud Cauley has a one-shot lead, but it's extremely early in that matchup. I'm going to give out another matchup, and Mikey B, we got to get 2 NBA props from you. We're going to do it all right after this message from our partners.
She knows, and I know she knows.
We're back on the Early Edge, brought to you by BetMGM, the sports book born in Vegas. Aaron Bailey says Devers hits a home run today. Snug the Cat says the Yankees have changed their bats again and will be using boat oars at the plate today. It's too bad we don't have one of our many Yankees fans on the show to receive all this smack talk. All right, I'm going to go to a round 1 matchup. This one starts around 1 o'clock. These guys are not paired together. Corey Connors and Hideki Matsuyama. This matchup you can find over at DK. If you have a 3-ball that you like with one of these guys, let me know and I'll let you know if I like it. I did answer some questions in the SportsLine Discord yesterday as it related to some golf plays. With that said, I like Corey Connors in this tournament. You know I have him as a first-round leader. You know I have him to win this tournament. I don't love the number to win the tournament at 16-1 for somebody like Corey Connors, but that's what I bet because I expect him to be steady through all 4 rounds. And when I'm looking at a matchup, whether it's a round 1 matchup or a matchup over 4 rounds, I'm looking for the steady hand as opposed to the person who can spike one way or the other. And Hideki Matsuyama is that person. I think Hideki could have a good tournament, but he hasn't been very good lately. And his approach numbers in particular have not been good as of the last 3 or 4 tournaments. You're going to need to be good on approach here. And you got Corey Connors, who has great history here. Oh, by the way, he's won here twice, and he's coming in with great form. So this one just seems like an easy call for me. I don't want to overthink it. I'm going to take Corey Connors minus 120 over Hideki Matsuyama. Again, find this over at DK, but if you have a matchup you want to ask me about involving either of these 2 guys, please let me know. All right, we go from golf to the NBA. Mikey B, you've been red hot. Let's see if we can stay red hot with Steph Curry and Shaedon Sharpe.
Yeah, let's start off. Steph Curry over 24.5 points at minus 116. He had 52 points against the Grizzlies on Tuesday. Over his last 14 games, Curry's averaged 28.1 points and 5.1 three-pointers. Since the All-Star break, Curry is shooting 47.8% from the field and 42.4% from behind the arc. It sure helps having Jimmy Butler take some of that attention away by the opposing defense there. Now, he's faced the Lakers 3 times this season. In 2 of those games, he scored at least 37 points. Now, what you like here, this game is on the road for the Warriors. Curry is averaging 26 points per game on the road this season compared to 22.7 at home. This is one of the few games that actually matters. There's playoff seeding implications here. So I like Stephen Curry to go over 24.5 points. And then the Trailblazers game, we're going to go back to our friend Shaedon Sharpe. We're going to do over 21.5 points at minus 125. He scored at least 22 points in 5 of his last 6 games. During those 6 games, he averaged 38 minutes and 19.3 shot attempts. Scoot Henderson, Jeremy Grant, both are not expected to play tonight. Anthony Simons is questionable. So we got a lot of minutes, a lot of shot attempts coming against a Raptors team that's played at the 9th fastest pace in the league. So we like Shaedon Sharpe over 21.5 points.
All right. I've got a couple of questions, some follow-up. PropStarz, your prop is down to 38.5 in some places. Would you play it? And if so, would you lower the unit size?
I would play it at 38.5, but I would scale down to half a unit at that number. 39.5 be a full unit play for me.
All right. I have a question for you, Mikey B. KC3 says, I like Jonathan Kuminga over 14.5 points. Lakers will be all over Steph and Jimmy.
I guess I believe he's still battling an injury too, so I'd be a little careful there. Kuminga, I don't like to bet his props. He's really hot or cold, so I would stay personally. I'd stay away from that one.
PropStarz, do you have any insight on the Kuminga prop from KC3?
I like Kuminga in the sense that he is a certified bucket. And, he can fill it up really quickly. I do agree with Mikey B, who seems to be not 100%, and the minutes haven't been there either. He hasn't been playing much more than 25 minutes a game. So more than capable, but I prefer just a little more to see a little more out of him before I'm backing him in this type of spot.
Okay, Amax is in the chat. He says, good morning. I will take all the Yankees hate. Give it to me. There's another, Tom, I don't know if you looked. You probably didn't look at the Houston, the Astros and Twins game, Hunter Brown versus Joe Ryan. I actually considered that as a first five with respect to the Astros at -105, +100. Steve Folkert says Alvarez has great numbers versus Joe Ryan, 4 for 12 for 3 home runs. That stat aside, do you have any take on this Twins Astros game?
Yeah, I was actually looking that with so few games today, I was looking at that as a first 5 under, but it was 3.5. And you mentioned Joe Ryan. Some of those guys have hit him pretty hard. So I didn't like the number at 3.5, but the Astros do have some good numbers against Joe Ryan. So it took me off that first 5 under.
Okay. Yeah, my lean is to the Astros first 5 there. Mikey B, we have a question with respect to Steph. Would you play it at 25.5?
Yeah, I would. Like I said, he scored at least 37 points in 2 of his 3 meetings with the Lakers. This is a big game. I think he's going to play a lot of minutes. So, yeah, I'd still play the over on that.
Okay. And it looks like we can find some sharp numbers at -110 at some books. So always, if you can, always shop your lines. This is why we say, maybe have more than one book available to you. Brent Ritchie says Spieth +112 versus Hideki. Spieth could win that by 5 or lose that by 5. I would lean to Spieth there, Brent, especially at a plus number. I'm surprised the number is a plus number there, and which is why, again, I would lean to Spieth on that. We have Cauley over Fitz. Yeah, that's the one I have out there. Oh, you have Cauley over Fitz. Fitz is on the course, so is Cauley. So I guess that's the matchup I gave out yesterday. All right, Mikey B, anything in the chat that you saw that you needed to address?
I didn't, but Sia, should we do a Pampers parlay for Dustin? Should we bring this back?
I'm surprised nobody asked for that. Yeah,
okay,
let's do a Pampers parlay for Denver Blake.
All right, so we like Shaedon Sharp and we like Steph Curry. So what we're going to do, I like round numbers for parlays. It's just a little bit easier. So let's do Shaedon Sharp to score at least 20 points and Steph Curry to score at least 25 points. That's +169.
Ooh.
So how about we do that for the Pampers parlay for our friend Dustin?
That is perfect. Joe Neuenfeld, always a Pampers parlay. Good call. Thank you for stepping in and doing that. All right. I think we can probably get to the recap screen as we see Goose. By the way, Proppy, are you going to debut Venom anytime soon? I don't think I've seen Venom.
Early next week.
Early next week. PropStarz new kitten named Venom is going to debut here. Danny Brasco in the chat. He came here to give KKR under 202.5 runs, and then they got wicketed. Okay, I don't know what that means, but apparently it's cricket terms. So I don't think he actually has a live play currently for everybody, but absolutely love. We got Danny Brasco. We got A-Mags. We've got Mike McClure in the chat. Always love this whole community just kind of coming together and giving out plays, whether it be in a conventional sport or perhaps an unconventional sport like cricket or darts. Yes, I see you, Jeff Stenberg. All right, let's take a look at the recap screen before we get out of here. I'm on a round 1 matchup. It starts this afternoon around 1 o'clock. Corey Connors -120 over Hideki Matsuyama. We've got Mikey B with Steph Curry over 24.5 points at -116 and Shaedon Sharp over 21.5 points at -125. Tom Casale, Tanner Houck under 17.5 outs at -125. And Denny Avija under 40.5 PRA at -118. PropStarz said if you have it at 38.5, he would take it there, but he'd scale it down to a half a unit. All right, our SportsLine picks. Charlie Morton under 16.5 outs at -130. That's from Prop Bet Guy. And the Milwaukee Bucks team total over 119.5 at -105 from JLC. Cat Guy Proppy. Oh, that's funny. He says auto fade. I guess John doesn't like cats. Mikey B, are you pro or anti-cat? You got PropStarz right there.
Well, my mom is allergic to cats, so I've never had a cat. So by default, I'm a dog guy.
Okay, that anti-cat then. Tom.
Listen, I don't like things that jump at my head. So I don't mind cats in general, but they're too agile for me. I always know where my dog is. He's sleeping on the couch, so I don't have to worry about it.
All right, fair enough. PropStarz, can't wait to see Venom. Love to see Goose. Love to see this crew, and love to see all of you in the chat. It was a very, very good show. It was perhaps a great show. Maybe with Brad Morris's pick, it'll be an even better show. Columbus moneyline +120. Zach Werenski 3+ shots on goal and 1+ point. SGP +125. I mean, I need a decoder at this point with all the cricket and hockey stuff and soccer that I sometimes don't understand. Love the picks. Tell some of these guys in the chat because they're super sharp. All right, On behalf of Ben on the 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s, Mikey B, Goose, PropStarz, Tom Casale, and all of you, let's have a great Thursday. Let's have an even better Friday. Let's stay positive. We, here on the Early Edge, we rest our case.